In this COVID era, now more than ever, brands have to be smarter with how they're spending their marketing dollars. It doesn't mean to halt their marketing activities, but rather to pivot them so that they work for us as efficiently as possible. But before you make any decision, it's important that you analyze the data. So I'm going to show you step by step on how you do that within Google Analytics. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that I'm going to assume that you have data tracking or campaign tracking across all of your channels. If you don't, this might get a little harder, but assuming if you do have it correctly in place, this is going to really help you guys pivot. So I'm going to hop on the computer and do a step-by-step tour on how exactly to get this done. We're trying to pivot our marketing efforts for the COVID era. It's really important that data is really that guiding factor in our decision-making process. And basically the data is going to allow us to make more rash decisions than irrational decisions that are just based off fear. So a really great way to do that is by opening up your Google Analytics account. And I'm going to show you guys right now what I would do if I was analyzing that data. The first thing, I'm on my Google Analytics dashboard, and I'm going to go to acquisition. And really right now, I just want to get a base understanding of what campaigns I have going on right now. There's probably at least a half a dozen to a dozen going on at any given time. In this case, I'm going to navigate to acquisition, campaigns, all campaigns. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to want to set a date range for the last 3 months because I want to understand how these are all working together, these channels, to kind of drive results and what those results have been over the last 3 months. Okay. And then I'm going to do a filter for revenue because I want to see which are my revenue driving channels right now, directly anyway. So finally I would do a secondary dimension of source. And why I would do that is because I now have to understand where these campaigns come from. Okay, perfect. So now I have a really good indicator of what's working. In this case, it looks like Google, my paid campaigns are doing really well. Shopping campaigns, they're driving in some good amount of revenue right now. It looks like the majority of our paid. Email, significant as well. Review systems, and looks like Facebook, and Facebook doesn't appear to be working that well, but that just could be because of the campaign just started. But anyway, so that's what's been going on the last 3 months. What about the last 2 weeks? What's going on in the COVID era? So let's go ahead and do that. So let's do from March 8th to, let's say, the 21st. Let's get a good idea of what's going on. Is any of our channels even driving revenue? Looks like it is. So again, we have Google CPC, so that's paid. Email is definitely a driver as well. Doesn't really look like our Facebook is doing any activity, so that might be an indicator to stop. But in this case, with only 2 users, that's really hard to say. So now I get an idea that, okay, paid traditionally, or for the past 3 months, has worked well, and it's still working in these 2 months. So to me, I want to dive a little bit deeper into that, and luckily with Google Analytics, you can dive into Google Ads. So I want to see what's working because maybe there's a way that I could make efficiency even better. So I have 3 campaigns here, and I'm going to keep it to the last 2 weeks because we already know that we are generating revenue. And it looks like our first campaign, we've spent $230. We've generated $1,400 over that. It's a pretty good return. Our second campaign, we spent $200, and we only made $182. So to me, that probably means that we should probably cut this for now. The campaign might be a work in progress. You can always do better, but let's cut that. It's cutting it too close, and right now we have to think about our P&L. And then we have our third campaign with a total cost of $215 and made over 1,000. So again, that's a great number to have. And in this case, I want to keep my first and my third campaign going because right now we're really thinking about that P&L. This is still driving results even in this COVID era, so we're going to keep that. Now, that's really good to know and to think about, okay, these are the campaigns that are making money right now. But what about the campaigns that we went over that weren't generating income? Does that mean that we should automatically stop them? The answer is no, because you don't have a great understanding yet about how they're working together. Digital is an ecosystem, and different channels interact with each other. So this is our next step of our analysis before you make any concrete decisions. So I'm going to actually go to our conversion set on our left side. I'm going to go to multi-channel funnels. And then what I want to understand is assisted conversions. What is our assisted conversions right now? So, in the last, and again, I want to bring this to a three month, just so we can kind of get our baseline. So let's do the 21st of December to March 21st. So we had 851 conversions, and 388 of those are assisted conversions. So that means roughly 45% of our conversions are assisted. So what does assisted conversions mean? What that means is that two channels are working together to actually make the sale, meaning that one channel alone wouldn't have provided the sale, the value, which is a significant amount of money in this case because it's $26,000 in the last 3 months, right? So what you're going to want to do, and so you get to get a more visual idea of how it's working together, go ahead, switch to your top conversion paths. I'm going to change our rows to 100 so you can understand the combinations. And now within MCF channel grouping path, you're going to be able to see how channels are working together to drive a conversion value. So in this case, organic, they search organically, they find you. Then next time around, it is directly typing in www.nameyourcompany.com and making that sale. You know, when we get to the third one, this gets a little bit more complicated, right? Paid search, they're finding you on paid, they leave and they come back. Or maybe they only find you through paid search twice. And as you keep going down these grouping paths, you realize that channels are now working together, whether it's a referral partner and they found you through paid search, or 3 steps, organic, paid, direct. Again, it's really infinite, the combinations, but you kind of see here now that there's a lot more important channels that I might have thought of getting rid of. So for instance, email. Maybe I was thinking of stopping my email, but in this case, that would have been a bad idea because email attributed over $100, and email is not going to cost us too much to run, right? We can either set that up in an automation or we can set that up quickly through Constant Contact and generate over $100. So you kind of see here, you're getting a better picture. And now what I can do is I can really go back to my campaigns and think about the value that it's driving. And what I'm going to do is one of two things. I'm going to either axe them because they're non-essential, or I am going to keep them running. And in some cases, in the COVID era, if my conversion rate is greater than it is, in some businesses it's I might even double down on that channel just to make sure that I'm getting that acquisition. So that's something to keep in mind as well before you're making any rash decisions. Again, what this guide is supposed to do, it's supposed to help you keep an open mind during this period to make a better decision for your business. Don't think that the answer right away is to slash your ad spend or to stop your ad spend. For every business, it really is going to be different, so it's important that you listen to your data and make a decision based off that. So until next time, guys, I'm going to see you on the other side of the COVID situation, and I'm going to keep the videos coming to help you and your business survive during this era. Thanks.